Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. The trial is currently underway and it has everyone on pins and needles with every update that is coming out since it is not being televised. Currently, right now, I'm not feeling too positive of how the case is beginning or how the trial has started based on the prosecution. And I know it is their job. And their job is to make the defendant look guilty beyond a reasonable doubt to get that verdict, right? But in this case, it would seem like I don't see how premeditation would fit. But they are definitely laying it on thick when it comes to their case presented against Karmelo Anthony. The defense has not begun yet. I don't believe, at least I'm not aware of, because I haven't watched any updates today in regards to the case where any student witnesses have testified. But based on the prosecution's story, Karmelo Anthony intentionally sought to incite this tussle with Austin Metcalf. And I don't see how that can be true. And I don't see why the jury would not utilize their common sense when it comes to doubt on intentionality. In this case, it was raining outside and it was a storm coming. For me, I believe, and what has been said, with this storm, naturally, Karmelo Anthony sought shelter. Don't matter where the shelter was, it probably was the first canopy or the first tent that he saw to seek shelter. Witnesses haven't spoke yet, but they also said that Karmelo wasn't participating in the meet, but he was supporting some other students that were. Don't know if he knows anyone that was in the tent, and if he didn't, it would further support the fact that he was just seeking shelter. I don't care who's in there. I don't care where it's at. I'm just not trying to get rained on. And according to the statements or according to what has been said, his school did not have a tent. All right. So here comes the victim. The victim approaches, and this is already documented, the victim, Mr. Austin Metcalf, approaches Karmelo. And from what we have heard, it does not appear that Austin came at him in a polite way. He came to defend his territory, to defend his tent, his school, and any student's property that was under that tent. And Karmelo didn't belong there. So we're going to get him out of here. Austin Metcalf took it upon himself to approach Karmelo and tell him, get out. First of all, and we know how some people can be entitled. Some people can be entitled to doing, saying, or feeling some kind of way, or I can treat you any kind of way or say anything I want to say to you, and you're not going to do anything about it. Matter of fact, you're going to do what I said to do, right? To me, in my mind, I'm processing it when you had the guts, or when you felt strong enough, or where you felt entitled enough, or you felt like it was your job to approach him and tell him to get out. Okay. You felt entitled enough to force someone to leave. And like I said, I don't believe he did it with all politeness. I don't think he was showing any kind of Southern hospitality by doing so. And that is why Carmelo responded the way that he did by saying, make me leave. So if someone approaches you and say, hey, this isn't your tent, where is your tent? I mean, you're not supposed to be here. Do you automatically think that the first thing that someone says is going to be make me leave? Or if you put your hands on me, see what happens? All of those are responses to something that was said to him in an aggressive, threatening manner. Naturally, Carmelo Anthony, I'm not leaving. Why? Who are you? Make me leave. Now it's testosterone flowing, masculinity. This is my tent, and you not doing what I'ma say, and I'm the big man around town. From what I said, from what I heard, I'm sorry, he was, the jock, that the star athlete. Everyone was in love with him. Okay, fine, cool. So you felt that was more reason enough for someone to do what you say, to stick your chest out a little bit more, right? And when Carmelo Anthony didn't do it and then said, well, make me leave, now you feel like you need to take it a step further. Well, I am going to make you leave. Who knows what he said, because no one is saying what Austin said. But all we know is that Anthony's response was, put your hands on me and see what happens. In my mind, Metcalf said something to him to make him say that. But we don't know what that was. All we know is that he said, put your hands on me and see what happens. Clearly, Austin put his hands on him because, and even with the surveillance, it was not made public. It was not posted anywhere. It was only made available to those who were observing the trial and probably the jury. I think some people, not just the jury, were able to see that video because some people did report that they saw the video. And we saw some humanoid images of one person kind of stumbling backwards. And it was said or assumed that that was Carmelo stumbling backwards. And when he came back is when he charged at Metcalf. So the way it's being portrayed now, the way that prosecution is laying out their case, is that this young black man, you're not speaking of his accolades, you're not speaking of him being another athlete, you're not speaking of highlighting the fact that you're trying to make him out to be the aggressor, and you're trying to put him in that profiled box of aggressive hoodlum black kid coming around. He approached this and did that, and he forced Austin to put hands on him just so he can, assault him and with the knife. I doubt that. It does seem to be like it would be self-defense. Unfortunately, Metcalf lost his life behind the decisions, or the irrational decision, that Carmelo used in his defense. And it doesn't make it any better that he up and ran away. But what irrational thinking 17-year-old who know he just somebody, do you think that he's just going to stand around and wait? Or is your natural instinct to run from trouble, whether or not you caused it or not? I don't want to get in trouble. I can't believe what I just did. Let me get out of here because I know they're probably chasing me or something's going to happen. Let me just get away from the scene. And we know that wasn't like he was trying to evade police, because the police captured him, arrested him. He admitted to doing it, but he also admitted that he did not believe that the outcome would be the outcome. He didn't think that Metcalf, what he did, would cause Metcalf to pass. And unfortunately, it did. And that's where it does fall back on Carmelo, right? And I'm not absolving him from that. I believe that what you did does deserve some kind of criminal penalty because black or white, if Metcalf was my son, even though my son did not have the authority, and he shouldn't have approached you, you guys having a tussle as young boys, throwing testosterone around and all that kind of stuff, or whatever it is that boys do, trying to poke their chest out, and you're going to get into fights. That doesn't mean he deserved to lose his life. And I feel terrible for his parents. You know, I feel horrible for his his twin brother that had to hold him in his arms as he took his last breaths. No family should have to go through that. And even though Karmelo, I do not believe he intentionally sought to harm Anthony, the outcome of his decision caused death. And his irrational decisions needs to be dealt with. He needs to be penalized for that. Do I believe he deserves to get life in prison? Absolutely not. But he does need to receive some kind of penalty. He does, justice needs to be served for the Metcalf family. No, he shouldn't have approached him, but he didn't deserve to die like that. And that's whether you were black or white. But I do believe that Karmelo Anthony deserves a fair trial. Do I believe that he's getting that? Probably not. Probably not. But I hope that the jury is able to use good judgment when it comes down to determining penalty. So we'll have to keep an eye on it and see what happens as more information comes out regarding the case. It's only going to be for 2 weeks, and it just started on, I think, Wednesday or Thursday. And from my understanding, it's moving kind of fast. The only thing is that I don't know if Karmelo's going to take the stand, but I do believe that he should. And I don't know if he has any witnesses there to support him. And that is bad. So it's like you need to go up there and defend yourself. I mean, if you're going to get some jail time, fight for yourself, because I don't think anyone was there to witness what Karmelo did, and I don't think anyone else is going to be there. It's like he's the only voice that can say something for himself. So instead of letting the prosecution tell his story, he needs to go up there and tell it for himself and let the cards fall where they may, especially since he's already admitted to defending himself and he should have never put his hands on me and this, that, and the other. So we'll just have to see what happens. I will keep y'all up to date as far as what I know, and whenever I have something on my heart to discuss, we will post it up here, and I hope that you like, comment, and subscribe for more talk and news. Bye, y'all.